this time I don't want you to use your hands. This time I want you to open up your mouth. Because again, there's old sayings and old scriptures and stuff, and each of them refers to the sound that flows out of your mouth. And a lot of times the enemy wants us to just clap our hands and say that's good enough, but true praise comes from within. So I want you in a second to open up your mouth. I don't want any hand claps. I want the only sound that we heard from this place is your voice, so that God can hear from you. I want you to think about last year and everything that went on last year, and think about a fresh start of this year. Come on, let's give it some praise in the building. That's it. We give God some praise for He is worthy. Come on, let's put our hands together for this amazing praise. Thank you, Pastor Lord, and the team for an amazing job that you have done. Thank you, musicians. You may be seated. Thank you guys so much. Today is always a special day here at New Image, the first Sunday of the new year, because it's at that time that we cast our vision, cast our theme, our direction. And I shared with our leaders not that long ago that a lot of times when you move into the new year, you kind of push what you did the last year to the side for the direction you're moving this year. But that's not what we're on. We're on a 3-year plan with God in this particular area, and we're just going to continue to grow. Last year we focused on excellence, and based upon the words that came to me in my time with the Lord, He was very well pleased with our efforts last year to operate in excellence. So that has truly blessed me, because we understood excellence not to be perfection, but excellence to be so much more than being perfect. And I believe we did an amazing job last year. There's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed words as to what took place last year. But when I look deep down in my heart, I'm going to sit here and say last year was a good year for New Image Church. It was a good year. That's right. It was a good year for New Image Church, when we were able to do some big projects last year, and it didn't break us. So those of you that are givers, you should be honored, because you're planting seed on fertile ground. You're not planting seed on unfertile. This is fertile ground. So we believe that as you continue to sow into the house, God will continue to do. So I'm going to do a little bit different today. Usually this particular sermon our service is all focused on dates and excitement about that, but I do believe that there's a word as well. So I'm going to throw some dates, set the tempo. We're expecting to be gooder, so we want this year to be even gooder. So, but a couple of dates real quick for you that get excited about the dates. Before that, one of the things that I am pushing so hard this year, is not only excellence, but I want to push academics this year with our students. We want our kids to be far above the rest. So we're going to honor some students with some awards. So that means when you achieve some things, you're going to have to bring it for us to look at. I want to see report cards. I want to see all that stuff. And the thing about it is, you may not be a straight A student. You may start out kind of bad and excel later on. We want to see all that. So we want academics to be a big part this year as we push our kids. It's one thing to push them spiritually, but I don't want just kids that are spiritually sound. I want kids that are smart too. So we need both. So we're going to push academics this year. Those of you that are already straight A students, we'll set it up. I promise you we'll have it set up where you can bring your report cards and stuff for us to look at. But a couple dates real quick. All-Star Weekend last year was an amazing weekend, and we're ready to take it to the next level. So the weekend, April 18th, I think it is, our praise team will have a worship night on the 18th to kick off All-Star Weekend, and then that Saturday yet again we'll have all of the festivities that go with that, and then Resurrection Sunday will be that Sunday morning. We're expecting God to do great things. So All-Star Weekend will be back again the weekend of April 18th. VBS, man, I'm still trying to recover from 2 years ago VBS. So we got VBS that'll be the first week of June yet again. If you've never experienced a VBS with us, I'm telling you, it is a week-long, just a lot of stuff. There's classes for everyone. We're not just at VBS that's for kids. We have adult classes as well. This right here, our Young at Heart folks enjoyed this last year, and we're just going to have to do it again this year. We call it our old school weekend. That'll be the first weekend in September. We're going to party with them that Saturday like we did this last year, and then that Sunday we're going to bring back the old school songs and stuff. And you guys really enjoyed it. Listen there, see, they really enjoyed that, man. I had some folks texting me and emailing me and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, how you know how to do that? You ain't never done that before, but they were excited. I had somebody stop by my business to tell me how good it was. So we're bringing that back again, old school weekend in September. Y'all already know what October is. It's our, last year we went less focused on, we focused more on family this past year. Our old country weekend, our old country festival, I'm sorry. So that's what will be taking place again. That's another one we're still recovering from. That's on October 31st. Yes, I know that is what the world calls Halloween, but that's not what we're celebrating. We celebrate family that night and do it in an old country way. We had this past year we had a strong man competition, and man, seeing some of them guys. I even have one who I'm not going to call who was on crutches trying to run with a log on his shoulder, but I'm not going to point him out. And he wouldn't listen to his wife, so I had to tell him, no, you can't do it. And he walked away kind of sad. So I believe whoever won last year, we got competition this year. But again, that is October 31st. We'll be, again, in September, we'll do some of the same stuff. It's the same stuff. We'll be back at Community Unity again this year, which is always a good time for us. October, again, we already talked about that. November, our Love's Giving, we did it last year. We did it at the square downtown Easley, and I think we had a pretty good turnout. So when we pulled up, there wasn't many that said they would be there. We pulled up, I'm like, oh, we got more volunteers and we got food. They showed up in large numbers, but we were able to be a blessing and to many in the community, so we're excited about it. So that'll take place yet again. We do that Thanksgiving Day. I know a lot of people say, well, I spend time with my family that day. I do also. I spend time with my family. So that'll be Thanksgiving Day again this year. We'll do a Love's Giving. Last but not least, we just got done tearing down for this. But we're going to do, before you get excited, there ain't going to be a Christmas ball like what we just did. We're not doing, we can't do that much decorating every year. It's just hard. Some of the event teams shaking their head like, no, we sure can't. But we're going to scale it back a little bit on December the 20th. We're going to do a warm and cozy Christmas party that night. It'll be more laid back, so no, you don't have to go on your diet already. We ran out of food for the first time ever at this last ball, and I figured out why. All of you were dieting and giving me your new dress and your new suits, and you showed up that night, you had already gotten into it, and you were like, bumping now, let's eat. Before we said blessing, all the sushi was gone, I'm like, what in the world? We walked out, my wife and I walked out like, where's the food? They ate everything. So don't worry, this year you won't have to go on a diet to make it to that particular event. You can come warm and cozy. I do want to say this, we will have a business meeting at some time this year where I'll go more in depth with this, but I want you, if you are a partner of New Image Church, there's an app that we use. It's called the Church Center app. The Church Center app. You can download that app. It's free of charge. That's where you're going to find out pretty much so everything that we've got going on. Also, that's where you join these particular groups. Our year, at the end of the year when we do our Christmas party, that's for volunteers. It's for volunteers only. So if you wish to be included in that next year, later this year, get on board, start volunteering. It'll be a blessing to you and to many others. So there's a lot of new things going on this year. I'm excited about it. I believe that God's going to truly bless. There's not a date for this, but we're setting up a huge block party that'll take place, whether it be spring or summer this year. It'll be a huge block party where we're just going to go out and just have fun out here in the parking lot. So again, I believe we are a church of balance. And that's so important to me. I know there's nothing wrong with those of you that are all spiritual 24/7. But there's some of us that need some balance in our lives. So we're a church that's a balance, so we do have fun as well. So maybe you are visiting today trying to figure out if this is where you want to call home. I'm letting you know straight out, we're a church of balance. We have fun and we serve God. That's all I'm going to say. Amen. That's right. So those are a few things real quick for those that are not aware. We do every first Tuesday. Every first Tuesday we have our men's ministry. We meet every first Tuesday. It's a different type of Bible study for men. I watch men come in there on Tuesdays, man, just burdened down, and I watch these men come together and just uplift each other. So that's the first Tuesday of every month. The women meet the second Friday, typically the second Friday of every month. Same thing as our Women in Need of God's Spirit. It's a prayer group, it's a sisterhood, it's everything that you can imagine. So please check that out. Last night we had an amazing time with our marriage ministry, man. I'm excited about this year in our marriage ministry. We pointed out last night that there are definitely ways to grow here at New Image, and one in our marriage is these women and men group to help push us. But our marriage ministry meets the first Saturday of every month. We also have a singles ministry that I'm excited about, that we are doing some new things, that meets the second Saturday of every month. I think that's all of the reoccurring stuff. Am I missing anything? Young at heart. Man, how would it work? Man, y'all ain't trying to get me in trouble with Young at Heart, but they're mamas and daddies. I'm not getting in trouble. Young at Heart, they have fun. They always fellowshipping and eating. I'm going to tell you that right now. Normally the fourth Saturday, our Young at Heart meet. They're all over the place. You might see them at Golden Corral, and you might, they ain't gonna tell where you're gonna see them, at someone's house, but they're always having a good time. I heard the little girls yelling out "Soul." They always so loud. All these groups that I'm mentioning, they're all on Church Center. You go on, you find one that you like, you apply to meet with it, and we go from there. Those of you that are not volunteers yet, that wish to be a volunteer, it's real simple. You can either see Miss Christie, who's sitting on the front row, or you could go directly online, and there's a place online where it talks about connecting. You can join one of our many dream teams to help out, whether it be in the parking lot. There's so many of them. So there's a lot that's happening here, and we're pretty excited about what God is doing this year. One of the things that I'm most excited about, and it leads me into where I need to be, 5 years ago, actually almost 5 years ago, I stood up here and I told the church that I'm believing in 5 years, God's going to, we're going to have we're going to pay off the mortgage and everything's going to